I'm in the building.
Let's go.
Live with the Wolfhard Roar!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Afternoon. Welcome to a Freaky Friday show. It's Hefe. It's Spiro. Eli's got the day off. He's a busy man. But we're here talking about the Knicks, man. Getting you ready for Knicks Game 2. Spiro, how are you doing on this Freaky Friday?
Dude, I'll be honest. I was down real bad yesterday. Like yesterday was, gloomy out. It was shitty. It was the last day of my wife being on her work trip. Like I was gassed from the kids. I was gassed from the game the night before. I was just down in the dumps. But like I started getting the good vibes going. I just flushed it. I flushed everything. Wifey's back. Kids are good now. The vibes are high. It's sunny outside. I don't know if you guys can see. You've got some fucking sun. And I'm feeling so much better right now. And I believe in this team, Jeff. I believe in this team. And I might have a drink. I have a drink to get started. A little.
Oh no, you really shouldn't. It's
just a little. I knew you would be. We
What's
didn't even
funny
talk
is
about this.
we didn't talk about it. Didn't plan that.
Yeah.
But I did find this koozie just in time.
Hey, oh wow, that is pretty awesome. And I'm so jealous because I thought I should have got Nick's koozie, and
I am a koozie whore. I need revival of koozies because I really, if I'm going to, even sometimes to a bar, which is questionable decisions. I mean, I bring it to like every party I go to.
I love you. I love that about you.
Thank you. So the Knicks Game 1, I don't want to get down in the dumps.
On it too much?
I'm going to try not to get down in the dumps about it because that hurt really, really fucking bad on Wednesday night. That really hurt bad. But the takeaways from it, because it's one game out of a 7-game series. Yes.
Real quick, before you get to your takeaways,
we need.
I
music.
just want to know, like, where's that rank in the list of shitty losses, like you've seen?
Like team? As a just Knicks or in general?
I just say in general because that was all time. I mean, like
you could skip just being the Knicks because that one stung so bad. It's a 25-year wait to get to this point, and then the Knicks played great, and they had the game in hand, and so. You're just dreaming. Like, I can't believe we have home court Eastern Conference, and we need music, I think. Hang on.
Yeah. Just do music whole episode long. Get the vibes going. Sorry, I interrupted you. You keep go what your original thought was. Let's just say it's a top 3 loss.
It's top 3 loss, man. Top 3 loss of all time. The way it went down. It's not that you lost Game 1, right? Like if the Pacers pulled away at 5 minutes left and they were just the better team, so be it. And you just got to deal with that. But that's not the case. The Knicks had this one in hand, and there was, the Knicks were 99.8% chance to win. At one point charts, in that fourth, one of those charts, it was 99.8. Like it was almost impossible. Naismith, even Steph Curry, who is the best shooter of all time.
Right.
I've never seen Steph go that unconscious. Like I looked it up because I couldn't believe it. Steph has made 5 threes in a row in a game, but never with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And this guy, like half of them, his feet
in a row, dude.
Yeah, his feet weren't even set at points. He was just chucking it up. Every single one went in. It was the Knicks were scoring too. The Knicks were getting good buckets, tough buckets, but like layups and 2-point shots. But then this guy just keeps banging 3, so they kept getting a little closer. And then you have, Knicks missing some free throws, absolute killers,
turnovers.
But like Brunson. He put up 43 points, right? You can't knock him too bad for putting up 43. Your best player showed up, right? But down the crunch, he was falling on the ground a lot. Like, I feel like when Brunson's on the floor towards the end of the game, there's almost too much focus on Brunson, you know? And you saw the Knicks go on a run while he had to rest with 5 fouls. But I would like to see them go through Cat and OG a little bit more so that it's not just Brunson in isolation.
So
That wasn't working.
Yeah, let me speak on that for a little bit, because the problem with the Knicks right now is they have one ball handler they could trust, one real ball handler in Jalen Brunson, and therein lies the problem, right? Because it's all on him to bring the ball up, to get set, to run the offense through him. And while Bridges is good, OG is good, and Cat's good, and all that is good, it's a lot of pressure for your best player to have the ball the whole time and have to run the offense while being the offense, right? Like, so there's too much on him right now, and I agree. And I don't know, listen, next year they deal with that. They get another ball handler, and that would be ideal. But this year they're going to have to manage. But at the end of the game, you're right. Like, they got tired. But what I want to reiterate here is I don't think it was a choke. You know, a lot of people are saying, the Knicks choke because, listen, they lost a 14-point lead with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Like, that does, by definition, it's a choke. They lost that game. But they were scoring, like you said. That's the problem. That's what infuriated me. It's not like they were playing terrible and they were like, for the last, X amount of, like, you see the stat, 0 field goals in like the last 2-3 minutes. No, they didn't have that. They were still scoring. But Nesmith, whatever the fuck his name is, just went unconscious. Yeah. Unconscious. Like I've never seen. He's not that kind of guy to begin with. He's not this prolific 3-point shooter. That's what made this all so crazy. And then on top of that, the 35-foot bounce up into the air on Halliburton's shot. Like, are you kidding me? It was a perfect storm. And then even into overtime, Knicks start out hot. They're up 4. They're going to go up 6 with a layup on by Jalen Brunson. Goaltending that wasn't called. Transition to a 3-pointer. And it's a 1-point game. It flipped the whole fucking game again. It's like so many little things had to happen for them, the Knicks, to lose that game. And they dominated for about, even including overtime, I'd say, what was it, 54 minutes total? Like 50 minutes of a 54-minute game, they dominated, and they lost at home.
Here's what I'm trying to take away from this. When Brunson had to sit out and Knicks go on a 10-0 run, and I think they're up 14 in the fourth quarter, not exactly sure how much time was left, maybe 6 or 7 minutes, something like that. There's no way you're watching that game saying the Pacers are the better team.
No.
So because a miracle happened, that shouldn't change that. I will give the Pacers credit. They are gritty and they're hungry and they are every bit as like tough as the Knicks are in terms of they don't back down. They got the eye of the tiger. They're a tough team. Like, I'm not downplaying what they did, but it was a fucking miracle. Nate Smith goes 8 for 9 from 3. That's not going to happen.
Come on, dude.
It's not. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, and they're deep. That's the problem, Jeff. And this is where I worry. Because, we're getting deeper into the playoffs, right? And these guys have logged a lot of minutes. The Indiana Pacers go 10 deep, right? And they're constantly shuffling people in and out. So at the end of that game, you saw who was more fresh. The Pacers had so much juice left, and that's what allowed them to close that gap. They just had a lot more life. And then overtime, they closed it out. Like, at the end, you could just see the Knicks were dead at the end. So that's one of the things that worries me. And that's why, listen, Mitch played well. Deuce played well. They're going to need to play a lot more. I think they should play a lot more minutes, in my opinion. I don't know who else they can get in there because, Payne had a bad game. He shot 2 for 7. He's 2 for 5 and 3. I guess it's not terrible, but he was shooting too much. Like, you got to chill out a little bit, Cam. Like, take it easy. But at the end of the day, I just think this team needs to defend better. Like, Josh Hart, admittedly, on his own admission, said he played a bad game. He was slipping around all over in that last quarter. He was not playing great defense like he typically does. McCall needs to play better defense. OG needs to play better defense. You cannot be letting up that many points in that game. I'm sorry, you can't. So defense needs to step up, and amongst other things. But I'll let you go. What are your thoughts on tonight? Like, how did the Knicks win tonight, in your opinion?
Well, I think this was a lot of things happened in game ones of series, right? And there's a lot of adjustments to be made. And the Knicks got the best of the Pacers during the regular season. So I still believe the Knicks are the better team. I still believe Jalen Brunson is the best player on the floor. It was just a ridiculous set of circumstances for the Pacers to come back and win that. So the Knicks,
Knicks usually do that to other teams. That's what I think shocked us most.
They did it to Boston twice, right? It sucks being on the other side of this.
Yeah.
But for the Knicks tonight, the one thing that no matter what you think their potential is for the season, they have been mentally tough and they've been physically tough all season. So I expect them to bounce back. And now the Garden is going to have a weird energy, right? It's going to be a little bit anxious.
It'll be interesting.
Scooby, as soon as she joins, I know I was talking about Boston.
Yeah, what's the chances?
But I mean, Boston, I would say, is the better team over the Knicks, but the Knicks just squeaked out wins, and that's how you win series.
They close better.
Right, especially against a better team, you have to win those like close games, and that's what the Pacers did, and that's what sucks. You can't just give one up. You can't just let that go.
45 minutes.
Yeah. So the Knicks it's going to be defense, and Josh Hart, man, he doesn't give you a lot of points, but he plays a ton of minutes.
Sure.
So he's got to be giving you, and he was there. His energy was there, his rebounding was there, but he fell asleep on that backdoor cut. And when you're physically tired, sometimes that results in mentally tired. And I think that's what that was. He got caught. He was asleep at the wheel, man. And the dude just cut behind him for an open layup in that moment. But I want to ask you, how much do you put on Tibbs in this game? Because there were some questionable decisions. Number one, the Knicks were rolling. I know you want to get Brunson in there down the stretch there, but it's kind of like, don't fix it if it ain't broken.
And they didn't need offense there, right? Like the offense was humming, and OG was cruising.
OG stepped
they were doing great. Yeah,
at the right time. He was a little too quiet until that, but he did step up. That was the run. He inspired that whole team. He picked that whole team up.
The problem is Brunson. I love Brunson, but he's kind of a liability on defense, right? And at that point in the game, you need to lock down you're up big, you have a sizable lead. You don't need Jalen to come in at that point. Like if Indiana closed the gap and you needed buckets, sure, bring back Jalen. But he's so by the book. I feel like Thibs, and he's like, I gotta get my starter back in. It's the end of the game. You gotta go by feel there, right? Like this lineup is cruising, man. Like they could have closed out, and you could even put Jalen in with 3 minutes or 2 minutes left, if you needed a bucket. But ride that out for as long as you can because the good vibes are going good. But at the end of the day, OG, like you said, needs to step up for a longer period of time. Mikal Bridges needs to step up for a longer period of time. Cat played great. I can't really. I have no real arguments with Cat. Yeah. It's about staying locked in for 48 minutes this time. And listen, I gotta be honest with you. The choke symbol. I know for professionals, you say, hey, that's not supposed to matter, whatever. I would post that all over the locker room and make that a fucking meme. Make Halliburton look fucking stupid. Make that the only part of this series that he, has a big hand in, and make him look stupid. And that choke symbol. If you remember that choke symbol with Reggie Miller, the Knicks actually won that series. So make it happen again. Make that choke symbol irrelevant. Make it stupid. Make him look foolish. And I hope that's a little salt in their wounds, but the crowd's going to be interesting. Are they going to be nervous, or they're going to be drunk and lit and excited? Because they shouldn't be nervous, right? They're only down 1-0. You tie this up, and you're right back to square one.
I mean, I could see the Knicks fans and the crowd going into this game a little anxious, but I mean, it could take 1 or 2 buckets for them to be like, all right, fuck it, let's go, let's win this game and move on, and then. Yeah. You forget game one. This is a series. I could see this going 2-2. To be honest with you, easy. I could see them stealing. I could see them absolutely winning tonight, stealing one in Indiana, and then you're 2-2. It's back with home court. Yep. Win 2 of the next 3. That's it.
Yeah. It's doable. It's still right there. Like you said, this team has faced adversity and beat it almost every single time. They face all kinds of teams. They now know, what they need to do. Need to close stronger. They need to make adjustments. And defensively, I want to say this too. There were so many slip-ups of communication late that miscommunications, not talking enough. And that was something they got better at last series. And they kind of slipped for a second. You cannot slip up. Keep communicating. Keep switching. Keep doing whatever you got to do. And don't stop sloughing off on the threes, especially when they need a lot of threes to get back in the game. Hedge up over it, man. Get over those screens and make sure they're not taking threes,
You're never supposed to foul someone on a 3, But with the way Naismith was shooting, his percentage of missing foul shot might be greater than missing a three at that
And the
point.
twos.
Like you play basketball and it's nothing
yeah,
like
I
that.
got what you're saying.
But you have games here and there where you get in the zone, right? And you just see nothing else but the hoop. You know it's going in as soon as you shoot it, and there's nothing like that. So for Naismith, that's a career moment. He will never have a better game than that.
No, that was a career defining game.
And he did it with like all-time ratings in Madison Square Garden. Like the world was watching, and he had the game of his life. Congrats to him. That was a ridiculous, insane performance. Halliburton, I hate. I just hate this fucking guy.
I know.
I hate the way he carries himself, the choke thing, all of that. You unoriginal bastard! Like, come up with your own fucking thing. And that's for Naismith to go on that run, that ridiculous miracle run, and then to have Halliburton, the way that rebound, like the way that bounced up, it went out of frame.
Out of fucking frame.
That just drives me fucking nuts for it to happen that way. And then you let him do the choke symbol. They call it a 2. You go to overtime, and you still let them fucking beat you.
I know. Like, have some pride, man.
Imagine the upper hand the Knicks would have if, like, he did all that, Naismith, that whole performance, and the choke thing, and then the Knicks beat you.
I know.
Instead, that's the front page of every story.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's thrown right back in our face right now. We look stupid, and for a weaker team, that could probably end the series, right? That could probably that would wilt, make you lose game 2. And I think this team is tougher though. They're a bunch of veterans. They're at home again. I wouldn't call this a must win because listen, even if I could see a world, but I could see a world where they went down 0-2, win 1 in Indiana. I could see them even winning 2 in Indiana. You think these Knicks fans are not going to travel to Indiana? Like it's cheaper to fly to Indiana, get a hotel room, and buy a ticket than it is to just get in the Garden. So sadly, there's going to be a healthy contingent of Knicks fans out there. I wouldn't be surprised if we win 2 there. Like, it's not like, right? So I believe in this team. I'm not even close to quitting on them. There is too much talent here. And I think, listen, I'm going to say this. I hope everybody buys low on the Knicks to win the series. Buy low, get in now. It's like the stock market, man. You don't want to get in. The price was minus 140 at the beginning of the series. Now they're plus 135. Get in now while it's low because it's not going to be this low again.
I will say and I made the mistake of getting into heated arguments in the group chat, in the Twitter group chat, which I usually don't.
I saw you in there.
But I just couldn't help it because I don't
rolling in the trash.
Well, a lot of people are saying, like, told you the Knicks weren't built for this. They couldn't do this. Like, it took a fucking miracle for them to lose this game. They were the better. They're still the better team. Yeah. So I do not. And a lot of people say, "Oh, the series, it's over. It's over." I don't buy into that for a fucking second.
No, not.
And I don't know if you're a Knicks fan. You're just. I don't know if you're like. Obviously, it's been so long. Like, you're not used to seeing the team have success. But like, these are different players. It's a different coach. Like, aside from the court, everything is different. So
I think this one is.
The history is irrelevant. These are winners that we have on this team. You got Cat. Was Cat in the finals last year? I know he was at least in the West finals.
Yeah. I don't think he got to the finals, but I think he's right there. Like, he's been through this, man, plenty of times.
No, what's crazy
and Brunson, Bridges, and Hart won a championship in college. Yeah. They know what it takes. Like,
it's kind of cool in a way, but all the trades that happen, Julius Randle, DiVincenzo, Hart, they're all alive. They're all alive in the playoffs right now.
Minnesota is arguably not alive. I mean, they are getting scorched out there. I don't know if you've been keeping track.
Yeah.
Randall had one of the worst games I've ever seen him have last game. He had 6 points, 2 for 11 shooting, and they're down 0-2. And it hasn't even been close.
Yeah.
I know that because I bet the big spreads on Minnesota, and I still wasn't even close. Even close. So I think, and that's just the scary part, right? Because, like, if the Knicks, it's looking like this might be at least a 6-game series.
Yeah, this is going 6.
I personally say 7. This is going to be a grind it out, leave it all on the floor. I don't know who's going to make it through series, and then who's going to be waiting there probably after a sweep is the best team in the league in OKC. That's the scary part. And if you won game 1, you're like, all right, maybe we can get this done in 5 or 6, right? Maybe we can get some rest heading into, and that's what it's such a missed opportunity in that sense.
Exactly.
Now, when you lose that game 1 at home, it's like automatically like shit. This is going 7 now or 6.
Right. It's a missed opportunity, but it's not a series over. It just changes the conversation from 5 or 6 to 6 or 7.
Absolutely. And it's still Knicks in 7, baby. It's Knicks in 7. If you want to get real technical, when I said to bet the Knicks on a series, bet them in 7. You'll even get better odds. Just saying. Just saying. But a lot of heart attacks are going to happen in New York if this goes 7. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God, Game 7 at the Garden.
Imagine that.
What normal fans are going to be able to get in that? The one thing I'll say is
we'll be outside. If there's a Game 7
we'll be there.
On a Monday, we're outside.
As expensive and as stupid as the ticket prices are, the crowd is still pretty fucking good. Like
really good.
Like rich Knicks fans are still Knicks fans. There's just something about this team that brings like Giants games can get very corporate. It gets quiet. It gets boring. You know what I mean? Like that's why I like sometimes being in the upper deck. Those are like the real Giants fans. You get down low and it's these corporate seats that they hand out or whatever. And it's not the same vibe. I like being with the crazies. I belong with the crazies.
I think that's what I was worried about too. Like going to the game, but like that place was loud. And listen, you had people going broke, right? Like it's not just rich people in there. There's people that are saying, "Hey, I don't know when the Knicks are going to be here again. I don't know. I've never been here personally myself, so I'm going to spend the $600 that I have to spend to get in the building because you don't know when this is going to come back around again." So I think you're going to get a lot of that. People just throwing it all online, put it on the credit card, worry about it tomorrow kind of deal, and just get in the building. But you're right, it's loud. But I ask you this.
Yeah.
What would you rather do? Would you rather spend $700 to get in the building at MSG? Or would you rather go to Indiana, have a whole trip, and spend the same amount in Indiana? Would you?
I'd rather do MSG.
Right.
I'd rather be with my people, and I'd rather be an hour from home. And
you're right. You're right.
I'm done. I'm sick of flying. I'm done flying for a while. But I would love to be in MSG for that. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that had that thought process and emptied the account or put it on the credit card, and they're like, "Fuck it." And then with 8 minutes to go, you're like, "This is the best decision I ever made in my life."
That was it. That was one of the, I was one of those dudes that went broke to get to that game on Game 6. I probably should have gone in, but I did.
Well, it could not have worked out better, dude. I mean,
I don't regret it for a second. But it's so funny because that game could have gone a different way, and I would have been like, this is the dumbest decision I made in my life. But that's how fickle going to a game is, and how thin the line is of this is one of the best moments of my life to this was one of the stupidest decisions of my life. That's
why it's so fun being a fan, because when it goes right, it's fucking just pure joy. It's incredible.
I went to same thing. 2011 NFC Championship game. I went broke to fly out to San Francisco to see that game. You know, I legitimately like put a lot more on credit card than I should have, and it was worth every single penny. I had a 6-hour delay on the way home in the San Francisco airport. I didn't give a fuck.
After the game or the next day?
Yeah, after the game. After the game. No,
but you're just
next day. I'm flying home.
Okay. You're riding so high. You're like, whatever.
But then I started thinking to myself, like, imagine if I'm sitting here while we lost, like how miserable I'd be.
Broke
thinking about
and
what
miserable.
I just spent. Yeah, right.
Instead, happy and like, I'll get home when I get home. Whatever. Big deal.
Didn't care. I was young, single. Didn't care. Like, you know, my Giants were just going to the Super Bowl. There couldn't. Damn earthquake could have happened at that point. I'd be like, hey, we're going to get over this.
The answer is usually get your ass to the game and then just figure it out. Like I went to the home game
live by that.
When New York hosted Atlanta, and they won. I think it was 28-2, something like that. First round of the playoffs. Yeah. The 2011 year, because it was the first year at MetLife, and I was the last row in the stadium. And,
I might have been sitting right next to you.
It's one of the best days of my life.
Yeah.
And it was similar to like the Knicks closeout game in the last series, where it just wasn't really close. And then they just kept the foot down on, you know, the whole time. Like watching the Giants run the clock out in the fourth quarter, running the ball every single play, and they still couldn't stop. And we're just getting first down. And we're just, it was an absolute party. So like, get your ass to the game. whatever
Yes.
it costs. You could always make more money. That game's
Yes.
going to happen once. So let's go fucking Knicks. Let's get
Come
back
on,
in this
bro.
series. I'm tired of seeing the negativity and the doubters. You get back in this game, the series is alive. And should it be a convincing win tonight, you're looking at this series completely different.
100%. You're like, we dominated 2 games. We just didn't finish the first one.
Yeah.
We should be up 2-0. I'm feeling like we could end this in 6 or less at that point.
Yep. Exactly.
Do not lose this game. Do not play like you're the better team. You are the better team. Play like it, and things will take care of themselves. I'm not worried, Jeff. We are winning tonight. We are winning. I don't care about the confidence. I don't care about the jinx. I'm wearing my lucky shirt, lucky towel. Like I'm doing whatever I gotta do, superstitious wise.
You know what?
To get this W.
Let me get that blue and orange boxer briefs back. If I have to go wash them right now,
Wash
I will.
it. Do what you gotta do.
This loss isn't going to be on my head. I'll tell you that much. Okay.
Tell you that much.
Not on my watch. All right. On behalf of Eli Rax, that's a big dog, Mr. Glass Half Full. I am El Jefe. We will see you soon. Go Knicks, baby.
New York Revival, I'm in the building.
Let's go.
Live with the Woodbine Bros.